Is government the only way to make education accessible to all then? So we have this problem, right, where we want to ensure that all children have access. I mean, you and I are both people who would advocate all children, having a good education, but is government the only way to ensure that? I mean, how do you can't mandate it and have it be free market, but can you create a situation, an environment, a society in which education is accessible to all children and can be the kind of education that child and that child's parents would choose? I mean, this is something you've talked about, somewhat in your essay in Common Ground on Common Core, but I'd be, fascinated to hear your thoughts responding to that problem.
Let me ask you something. Do all children in the United States pretty much have food and clothes?
Yes.
Does the government responsible for that?
Well, that's an interesting question because, I don't think government should be responsible for that. Government, in some senses, has been responsible for that.
Before it was, were there children running around naked?
Not a lot.
I'm not talking about other countries where there's a different form of government.
Right.
Were there children starving in the United States before that?
I think very few.
Very few. So how did that happen?
Likely it was happening through families, that people were being taken care of through families, that people were being taken care of through the church, that people were being taken care of through private charity.
You're talking about people who can't take care of themselves.
Who can't take care of themselves.
Okay, for the most part, it was taken care of by people themselves.
Who took care of it. Yes,
right.
Correct.
They earned their own money, and on the market they bought clothes, and the market provided clothes and food.
Right.
I don't see why that's going to be any different when it comes to education. The market won't provide education. For those who have difficulty paying for it, education is one of the most valued things in the United States of anything. I have no doubt that millions and billions of dollars would be donated to help children who couldn't afford it themselves. I have no doubt about that. They set up, say, something like the Donors Trust, where you could give money to a Donors Trust for scholarships, and then that organization administered scholarships for worthy families. We also know that there's all different kinds of schools that could be created for all different kinds of needs, because not everybody needs the same kind of education. Of course, most people should learn how to read and write, the absolute basics, and probably they should learn some history, some basic ideas, knowledge that almost any school could provide. Then after that, what they need to learn in many respects is up to them and their parents, right? What they consider, what they judge to be what they need to know for the rest of their life, or to prepare them for adult life. I think you would have a thriving market for that. I mean, it would just like there's a million different kinds of phones that you can buy, or there's all different kinds of shoes. I'm trying to think of something that would be like an equivalent service of a more complicated product. Buying video games. That's a very complicated product, and yet there's all different kinds that you can buy, right? Depending on what your interest is. It could be Candy Crush or it could be Bioshock.